Good in Body, Mind and Soul show. I'm your host, Isa Welly. I'm a registered nutritional therapist and a well-being coach, and I'm here to bring you tips, tools, and conversations around nutrition, well-being, mindset to help you feel good in body, mind, and soul. Hey guys, so today is a special one. It's a special episode. I wanted to share shyly because I don't know why I feel a little bit like not uncomfortable, but I get just very unsure because I guess, it's so personal, your pregnancy journey, it's so personal, and I've always been I don't even know what to call myself. Like, I'm a registered nutritional therapist, but I'm also someone who has a digital business. So I'm online a lot. I market online, I create online, I offer services online. And I think I'm always torn between how much of my personal life I want to share, I can share, I feel comfortable sharing. And because should is never the right word. I don't think we ever should be doing something. Like, I don't like should. But in a way, I think I personally connect a lot and relate to people that share a certain part of their life that I can kind of relate to and understand them. It attracts me to them. I learn a lot from people online. That's something that is beautiful about online life and the digital world and internet, that you can learn so much from people's experience and grow from the experience. And so I like sharing that side of I like sharing the mistakes I've made, and especially when it comes to health and things that help me grow as an individual, things that have shaped my life, that have shaped me as an individual. And I think my pregnancy is part of it, but I have to admit so as I'm recording this now, we are in April, end of April, and I am a little over 21 weeks. Am I 21 or 22 weeks? Let's go with 21 weeks pregnant, and I've been very protective of it. I'm actually I think I'm quite private as a person. And so it's always that conflict of, oh God, am I sharing too much? Does this feel comfortable? But this feels right. This feels right, a little bit out of my comfort zone, but it feels right. Because I think it's these things I'm going to share with you regarding my pregnancy so far are things I kind of wish I heard or people shared with me, especially when it comes to the mental health part, that was a little bit ignorant about. So I take it as my duty, in a way, that I have a platform to share with you. Anyway, blah 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 blah. So I'm pregnant, and I found out in January. And I found out in January, I think the 1st or the 2nd of Jan, the 1st of Jan, that I was pregnant. And it kind of threw me a little bit because I wasn't with my partner. I was like, oh, what? I was confused. I was like, we've not been away for a few weeks, so if I'm pregnant, I'm really pregnant. Like, that's odd. But anyway, I did the test, and I was actually almost 2 months pregnant. So I was like, oh wow. And I think, and I'm saying this to you because this was a trigger later on for my anxiety and many things that I'm going to share with you. So I found out, I was like nervous. I wasn't like, oh my God, yeah, it's so amazing. Like, absolutely not. And I'm going to be really honest with you in this whole episode. And I always try to be like, I don't like sugarcoating things when there's nothing to sugarcoat. And also because before I keep going, again, this is my personal experience. This is my personal experience. I think it's important for us online, the people that are receiving and giving the content, to be responsible for what you take and how you take the things. These are my personal experience. If this is some topics trigger you in this or whatever, just move on, basically. So so just find out, and I was like, wow. But I think because I found out late, I'm so connected to my body, and I knew something was off in November when I got unwell, but I did pregnancy test and then nothing came up. It was negative, and also I had my period. So for me, And my sister did say, oh, you know, you could still be pregnant and have your period. I was like, yeah, no, but I don't feel it's that, because my gut was going absolutely mental. But at the same time, I was like, how can my gut go mental when it's been so good and just improving and I've been feeling so amazing? How? What the heck? And I thought maybe I caught a bug when I was home in Togo in September. Maybe, I don't know, like something. You know, I was trying to find these excuses. I did a SIBO test and I had SIBO, and I was like, okay, cool. Don't know how I suddenly have SIBO, but apparently I have SIBO. So I focused on working on my SIBO, taking herbs. And I think when I found out I was pregnant in January, one of my very first, my fear of, oh my God, like I took these herbs and I did these things that are not pregnant friendly, that really shadowed any sort of excitement and oh my God, like, oh my God, I'm pregnant, you know what I mean? That excitement, I stepped straight away into fear and anxiety. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was like, oh my God, I've damaged, you know, the fetus. Like I felt really guilty. For someone who's so connected to my body, I felt like, oh my God, like how the heck did I even miss this? And there was just, oh my God, it wasn't really good, because that took me into a cycle where I got quite a bit depressed. Like the anxiety really, I remember having nightmares. It really sort of took this huge thing that I feel like it shouldn't have. And one of the other reasons why is because I didn't tell anybody beside my partner, you know, obviously. And I feel like I should have told a few more people. I know, you know, society is like, when you're pregnant, you don't tell anybody before 3 months. But I think, honestly, when I think about it, I think that's a bit bullshit. Because I think, yeah, it's not about going out there and screaming out to everybody. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. But is you want to feel secure. And I think it's okay to share with, you know, people, perhaps like your closest friend that have been pregnant before and things like that. I did eventually share with my best friend that's been a mum before, but I feel like I could have shared with a few more people, especially professionals, and get some support straight away. I didn't get any support. I sat in my fear and my anxiety and my, oh my God. Obviously here we have the NHS, but they don't have the emotional tools to support you in that sense. And that's something I've just seen. Personally, I didn't feel that. They're great in a lot of things, but that side of things, I was a little bit like, so I wish I reached out to more people, but listen, it's a lesson and I'm sharing my experience with you. And then obviously, that first month, January, February, was kind of a little bit hard for me. I was like, mentally. So I really worked on my mental health. Luckily, you know, I'm a coach, I'm a nutritional therapist myself, so it wasn't too hard for me to come back on top of things and make sure I was feeding myself well, make sure I was taking some of the right supplements, not just pregnancy friendly, but, you know, nervous system friendly and all of that. So that really helped me. Eventually I saw my Reiki, and she's a Reiki and masseuse, and she's a healer. She's incredible, Natalie Roper here in London. And that really helped me as well. But the first lesson I would want to share is that reach out. Like, you know, you don't have to be in that fear of the first few weeks and month on your own, because no matter what happens, it's your journey. And that's another thing that helped me a lot. I started really saying those strong affirmations every day. I trust the universe. This is my journey. No matter what happens, I'm here for it. I'm here to learn. I let go of the fear and I trust. I let go of the fear and I trust. I trust. I trust. I trust. And just repeating that constantly, I then believe it. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, the fear went away, the anxiety went away, and slowly I started realizing, oh my God, I'm pregnant. What the hell? You know, and the excitement started coming, but it was like a slow process. I really had to be, and still up till now, stay on top of my mental health. And for me, so far, I'm 20 weeks, so that's kind of like 5 months. That's been the the hardest thing for me. This journey has been really staying on top of my mental health, because I can see how quickly I can slip into the fear, the anxiety, the oh my God, is my baby okay? Have I done the right thing? And oh my days. And I think everything out there feeds that. Do you know what I mean? Okay, you can't do this, you can't eat this, there is this thing I feel like around, that's how I feel personally around pregnancy, that is taking the power away from me to trust my body, to trust my journey. Something without sending myself flowers and sounding like a cocky, arrogant person, but I am so freaking good at listening to my body, at trusting myself and my journey, and sitting in the discomfort. But wow, like pregnancy has thrown me out. I'm like, what? Oh my God, I'm so scared. And every time I try to read something and even ask, like a doctor, because these are my priorities. I always ask doctors first, like this is something new to me. They feed me more fear than anything else. So I really had to tune back in and sit with myself and say, this is my journey. My body is made for this. This is something that came naturally, and I'm going to sit with it, and I'm going to trust. And my mother, my grandmothers, my ancestors been through this. Trust, let go, be with it. It's okay, right? I really have to repeat that to myself. And again, this is my journey. I feel very fortunate. I haven't really felt any, but I haven't felt many physical kind of symptoms. I unfortunately had 2 surgeries, one in 2009, I think, and one last year on my cervix due to HPV and abnormal cells. So my cervix is shorter. So I have a short cervix. So that's one of the things that I'm not feeling, touch wood, kind of like a physical symptom as such yet, but it's something my consultant, the doctor, is keeping an eye on. So I do go to the hospital often to like get my cervix checked and make sure it's not shortening too fast, and all of that. So that, I have to admit, especially this trimester, the second one, has brought a bit of anxiety, because I'm just, do you know what I mean? So I've been nervous about, obviously I can't work out as hardcore as I used to do, which is fine, because I'm learning to slow down as well. I can still move, but there's a lot I can't do. I can't dance, I can't jump, just because it can impact the length of the cervix. And the last thing I really don't want the cerclage, is when they put, they basically stitch your cervix to make sure it's solid, nor do I want to be on bed rest. So I've just been really trying to chill, stay calm, and whatever, listen to the doctors and do the right thing and do what feels right as well for me. But yeah, so that's kind of been the journey so far. But I haven't had any sort of sickness. I mean, well, the first week in November, which I didn't know I was pregnant, I thought, my God, all of a sudden I was like crazy. The very first day, the morning I woke up in November and I was dizzy. I was like, I'm never dizzy. What is this? And I just felt sick. And that day I ate an orange and I vomited straight away. And then that was it. And then the 2 weeks after that, I was exhausted every morning. I just couldn't get off my bed before 8. Now, 8 might sound like like a early okay time, but I'm someone who can get up early and have so much energy. I'm like, yes, let's go, let's start. Whoa. I'm fairly highly energetic, as you can tell. But yeah, I was just really exhausted for 2 weeks. And again, as I told you, I did some tests, some urine tests. I didn't do blood tests, unfortunately. I did some urine tests then, and then eventually I had my period. So I just thought, well, you know what, it's my gut, and because I did some SIBO as well. So that was kind of it. But other than that, besides fatigue, physically, I've been pretty okay, if I'm honest. Been pretty okay. My inner thigh has been sore, which mainly is due, I believe, to relaxing, the hormones that basically help us relax, and when you're pregnant, relaxing hormones. But I'm feeling it in my hip joint, and because I'm really super flexible, I had to really tune it down with like my yoga practice, and make sure I mix a good amount of strength and flexibility. So that's been a learning curve, but again, I am so freaking grateful to be a health professional myself, because I'm like, how do people do it? They don't know all these things, you know, like whether it's how to feed myself, what to increase, my supplements, and how to really notice the things that are changing and work on that and improve my, you know, my routines and everything. So I'm just so grateful. Every time I say that, I'm like, I am so grateful. So that's been pretty much that. And then this second trimester, I had another really tough, emotional, mental moment where I wasn't sleeping for about 2 weeks. And I don't know what impacted what, but my anxiety was, I'm not a naturally anxious person, hence why, like, I am anxious like everybody, like here and there, but not like crazy. Like I've been at some point in the pregnancy, like I just told you in the first trimester, the fear of, God, have I damaged my child, etc., etc. But this one was so high, I would wake up and just cry. And I was on the verge of calling my nurse and say, listen, I think I need to see a therapist. I don't know if I'm doing prenatal depression. I'm just waking up, I'm not happy. I'm just not freaking happy. Like, what's the deal? Like, am I not supposed to be like ecstatic right now? But again, I never actually heard about prenatal depression. I heard a lot about postnatal depression, hormonal changes when you're pregnant, but I never really heard about the crying spells and all of that. And I've had a few that really took me back. I was like, wait, why am I crying? And things like a little something would be such a huge drama. And so that was really sort of surprised me, because I wasn't aware of it, and I wasn't sure, is it me? Or the things I'm crying off about are valid? Or is this my hormones? Is it the freaking full moon? Like, what the heck is going on? Right? And I wasn't sleeping, so I don't know what was impacting what, the anxiety, the sleep, the thing. But anyway, I don't know. But again, it kind of went away. I did see again Natalie Roper. She's like my everything. And we did Reiki. She did some work on my head, a head massage, and she did this detoxifying foot thing. And funny enough, when she started massaging my feet, I started feeling nauseous. I was like, oof. And I could feel such a huge shift of energy in my body. I just couldn't. And I said to her, she was like, God, that is so interesting. I trust her with my body. Like, I absolutely trust her. Even pregnant, I trust her. So I knew, and she's someone who's been pregnant herself. So that treatment, I remember that evening, my sleep came back, and since my sleep been fine. And then I did other things that I obviously, you know, as a nutritional therapist, I know I just checked my meals in the evening were not too high in sugar, were like had enough serotonin, like I'm taking magnesium, I do chamomile and like loads of little things like that. And I'm happy to do a different episode and, you know, or vlog or whatever if you guys are interested in that. So that really helped me come back and start sleeping again. But again, it's just like so far 5 months, I've just had moments where for me it's been a challenging, emotionally challenging journey more than like physically or anything. And I remember one of my really good friend, Jessica, when she was pregnant, she had so much energy. She did all these things. She was so high. And a couple of times, she actually doesn't even know yet that I'm pregnant. She's moved from LA to Belgium now. She's in Belgium. But I remember while I was feeling crap, her image came back to my head, and I thought, obviously this is stupid comparison because I know this, like we're all different. I thought, why am I not like my usual high energy going to dance class with my bump, living my life? Why am I not feeling that way? Oh my God, what's wrong with me? Like, I wanted this thing, like what the hell, I'm wanting this child, right? But listen, it is what it is. Like, you know, your hormones, you can't control it. That's what happens. And I sat with it and I thought, I don't know why I'm not like that, but this is who I am and I need to work with it. And and yeah, so sorry, I'm losing my thoughts. This is what happens when you do an unscripted episode and you're just flowing with it. But yeah, so for me, it's been a journey so far, and another side of the journey that has been for, a self-employed person like me. For those of you who know me perhaps through one-to-one work, who's been following me for a while, you've probably sort of noticed that I'm quite ambitious and high achiever, and I like working. I'm not scared of work. I work hard. I'm learning not to work hard, but to work smart. I'm extremely controlling, something I would have never admitted before, but I am. That's the sad reality of things. And so far, these 5 months, on a spiritual and a personal development level, that's where the challenge has been with me, to learn to let go, to surrender to this beautiful journey, to enjoy the moments that are enjoyable, to be present with myself so that I can see what's happening, I can be in the moment. That has taken me a while. I feel like it's only been the past kind of like 4 to 6 weeks that, I'm like sitting with it, I'm surrendering, but there's been so much resistance at the beginning. No, I need to know how I'm going to feel today, because I always know how I'm going to feel. Do you know what I mean? And it's stepping into that and saying, your body is changing, your life is changing, everything is changing. There is no more controlling BS. Like, let it go, surrender, be with it. Things will fall apart, some new things will build, things will change, and just be with it. And I guess this is one of the most sort of this is one of the things I really wanted to share with anybody that perhaps needs to hear this or want to hear this, that I didn't know this, right? I was like, I want to have a baby, I want to be pregnant, I'm going to be like so cute, perhaps I'm going to be sick. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was more thinking of the physical side of things, that I'm going to feel a certain way physically. Yeah, sometimes I'm tired, but for me, I really wasn't expecting the mental, emotional, spiritual, the challenge there. I'm like blown away. And I think for me the biggest thing right now is surrender, be in the moment, try to enjoy this beautiful journey, this sacred journey. One thing I definitely am is I am so grateful. And I say that, and even I'm saying that, I feel like I want to cry. Like, I'm so grateful. But I'm really, really grateful to be, oh my God, who am I? Are these the hormones where I'm just like being vulnerable online? But it changes you. But I'm really grateful to be growing a human in my belly. Because it's something I wanted, and the universe has giving me this beautiful gift, and basically it's incredible. So what else wanted to share? I'm reading my notes quickly. I put a couple of things down. So one of the other things that I didn't do, and I don't know if that's a mistake, but the first few months of my pregnancy, I did not at all sort of read other people's stories or like how it's going for them, because I think I didn't want to get influenced. I wanted to, and I'm quite like that in general, I wanted to see how I feel myself first. And thank God, because I feel like my anxiety would have been worse, because I would have felt like, oh my God, like so and so is feeling this way, why am I not feeling this way? Apparently you're supposed to feel that way. So for me, that kind of, I think it helped. Now I'm opening myself a little bit more. I'm still not, doing tons of research, I'm just still focusing on myself right now and feeling good and making sure everything is well with the baby. That's one other thing I didn't really do. And I think, I guess I was being protective of my energy, which for me is so important at the moment. But so far the really fun parts have been to share the news with friends and family and just see how like ecstatic and happy they are, and honestly, like I felt like I was like, you guys are way more excited than I. But obviously it's because I think Nick and I, my partner and I, we still very much like, we are happy, we're so grateful, but there's still that part of us that's a little bit like kind of nervous and cautious, and do you know what I mean, like just hoping everything goes well, and almost want to wait till the birth before we tell anybody. So there's still a little bit of fear in that, but you know, we're working on it. I'm working on it. It's been a journey. I'm excited to be on it. I'm learning so much about myself. so much about myself. I'm amazed at how incredible our bodies are, and the things that have shifted for me. Even like with my gut, eventually things completely shifted, and the things I'm not tolerating, funny enough, like, and I think I'll do a different video for that because we're already at 25 minutes now and I don't want to keep blurbing and crying and being that a mess. But yeah, I think that's it. I will do another one obviously for the second, you know, the second part, because I'm 5 months, so I'll do one perhaps before giving birth or after, I don't know, hopefully everything goes well. But yeah, if you want to ask me more questions or say anything nice, only nice. I don't want to hear someone come to me and say, oh, like I felt this way, you can't say that about pregnancy. With all due respect, I don't care. I'm just sharing my my journey and hoping it will inspire you. If it's, you know, you're considering it, or you're perhaps pregnant, you're feeling the same and you're like, oh my God, am I the only person? And going through this sort of also emotional and spiritual journey and change and learning and surrendering. Yeah, you're not the only one. Anyway, voila for today. So much love. Mwah. Bisous.